Dominica Labour Party has promising and exciting young talent. Thank you very much to our two young masters of ceremony. Brothers and sisters, but why is she not listening? Miss, listen. When you're in your class, you want children to listen. Listen to me. Bobby! Sakis! Partner, hold my instrument for me. I come in just now. But where about you people? Grand Colibri, Setman, Mountain. But tonight, before I begin, I suspect we get in company. So if you turn and you look around, you will see some lights flashing. Something and someone is coming.
Without pretending, I would tell you plain. I made a lot of mistakes in this life. I would like to change, but of all the things that I hold dear to, one is being born and raised in this country. For no other place on earth wouldn't do for me. It's not to say that all is rosy. We have problems and we are poor, but generally speaking, we are an easy-going people, free and clean. I hold you very close to my heart. Some of you, my dearest, I cannot dwell. I think of you everywhere I go. I always long to come back, you know. When your other children will forsake you, I will always stand up for my truth. Everywhere I go, I always long to come back you. When all the children will forsake you, I will always stand up for you. Oh, I am your knight in shining armor. I remain your true ambassador. Sweet Dominica, you know how I care. Your humble servant I remain. I stand by your side when the sun rays. Make me want to hide from the very children, those who have no pride. For instead of helping out, hear them criticize.
All right, thank you. But tonight, I want to say a special good evening to all my friends from Granby, from Grand Colibri, from Tetmon, from Mountain. I want to begin by thanking you for the support that you've given me. But most of all, for the warmth of your friendship, your love that you have shown to me. You have received me as a son, as a brother, and I will always be grateful to you. I want to thank you for joining me here this evening as I stand in solidarity with our brother Julian Defoe. Petite Savan constituency, you are fortunate to have a young man who has risen and who has made you proud and will serve you to ensure that you continue to enjoy development under the Dominica Labour Party. Julian Defoe, I have known him for a long time. He started as a young fisheries officer during my time as a Minister of Fisheries. And I am proud to see that he has risen up the ranks and served as the Chief Fisheries Officer. This young man represents what Labour is offering you in 2022. This young man represents the Labour Party that we need to continue moving Dominica forward. And he comes right after the service that have been given to you for the last 3 terms by Dr. Kenneth Daru, a very good friend and brother. He served you in very difficult times and he stood with you. He suffered with you, but he helped to rebuild with you. And today, he must be passing on the baton as a very proud man, knowing that he has served you well and he's living this constituency better than he found it. But I want to say tonight to Julian that I look forward to welcoming him in the Labour family, in the Parliament, and in the Cabinet of Dominica. Because we have a lot of work to do in the South. And I'm ready and I'm waiting to do that work together with Julian. Dr. Daru and I started or continued the work that he and the late Ed Regis started. They have always had that vision of building a fisheries complex, a facility in Stowe. And now I know that Julian will most excitingly take on that challenge and to ensure that we can build a proper fisheries complex in Stowe with the facilities to create a port in the south. But he lucky, you know, because Dr. Daru informed me last week that we had gotten some good news from our friends who are prepared to finance that facility. And we will continue that work because Julian and I had discussions when he was Minister of Fisheries, and we will continue that work. This is a Dominica Labour Party that is set for development. And tonight, I want to talk to you. You know I like to talk to you like a teacher. Sorry, you know, I hang around too many teachers in Grand Bay, and they know themselves. But I want to talk to you tonight because sometimes we see things and we don't realize the hard work and the big investments that we have to make. And I want to just take some time to speak to you of some of the great investments that the Dominica Labour Party has made to ensure that we provide opportunities for you, to ensure that we create better opportunities for our next generation. And even at a time when the world is facing its challenges, we are putting Dominica on the right footing to withstand these challenges. So we have invested here heavily in the Bellevue Chopin area. We have relocated an entire community to Bellevue Chopin. But I will not speak much to that. Dr. Daru and I'm sure Julian Defoe will speak to those things. But I want you to just visualize a new Dominica. A new Dominica under the Dominica Labour Party with our new international airport. Opportunities that will be created for expanding and transforming our tourism sector. But I will tell you, we are not just building an international airport. We have put in the infrastructure that will ensure that an international airport can and will provide more opportunities for all of us here in Dominica. We are investing in ensuring that Dominica can generate its own electricity. We have invested over $20 million on developing geothermal power. And I know that we've been talking about geothermal for a long time. But tonight, I am excited about it. Because today, we started drilling a new well in Loda. And by the end of 2024, we will provide you with clean, cheap electricity to ensure that Dominica can be a better place. That is serious. That is serious government, you know. That is not a party that is headless. You ever see something without a head walking? The other side, it must be Alaja Bless. Huh? It must be Alaja Bless. But our party has a head, and we are ensuring that will lead the way to a new Dominica. And I want to again continue that. But as we continue to develop our own communities, I am excited too about what is happening in the Grand Bay constituency. And I will speak to that because sometimes some of us, again, we see these things and we don't realize the amount of money it takes to get them done. So right in center in Grand Bay, we are building 103 units at the new center housing development. And I'm sorry to tell you, Dr. Daru, it's going to be nicer than Bellevue. Eh? It is already in a very picturesque, a very scenic location. And there we will have 103 units. We will have our new fire service. We will have our new court. We will have our gas station. And hear that, we're even building a church there. So we're building a new community with 2 shopping malls. Sorry, Dr. Daru, you have a nice mall here, but we're going to have a nicer one in Grand Bay. So we will be constructing a new community. But I want you to think about that. This is an investment that is going to be over $50 million. $50 million. And this is why sometimes I know we have assisted a lot of you, but some of you just give us a little time, because we will continue to provide support for families that need to improve their homes. Some of you will benefit from the houses that we're building. So it's not only the people from Dubic, but people from Grand Bay will be relocated in that area. But tonight, we are again grateful because we have over 100 people employed in Grand Bay because of that investment. And that project is being financed by our Citizenship by Investment program. We have 16 contractors who every fortnight are paying their workers, heavy equipment operators, trucks, and we are ensuring that there is money circulating in the community. We lost a great son a few weeks ago. We lost Ted, some people know him, Shane Alexander, who was a main contractor in the center housing development. And we mourn with the family. We express condolences to them, and we will always be there with them. But we are hoping in the coming weeks, the coming days, as a matter of fact, we will have a new contractor who will continue the work where Ted left out, so that we can ensure that the 44 employees he had with him will continue to be employed. And we will ensure that we take care of them. We are seeking to transform our communities. But you have to give us some time and the opportunity to do the right things. We need to make investments in the right areas to create jobs for you. Not just jobs while construction is taking place, but long and sustainable jobs. So you can wake up every day and have an opportunity for employment. And that is why we are seeking to make Grand Bay the cultural tourism site in Dominica. So Denise, you owe me, you know. We went, we visited, we're waiting. Because we have a plan where we are going to transform Matutu Spark into a center where we can have living, everyday activities so that tourists can come to visit and people can earn a living. And that is part of the vision for tourism development in the South. We have started the designs, and a few months ago, we visited with a group in Grand Bay. We have an architect, an engineer, and soon we will commence work on Matutu Spark, because I see the potential in developing that center. that is a great facility for the community with historical importance. We continue to invest to ensure that we can improve the sporting facilities in the South, because we recognize that sports is not only good for health and entertainment, but is also a means to generate economic activities. We need to bring people to Granby so that they can spend in Granby and we can make money as a result. And that is why we continue to invest in the Geneva playing field. So far we invested almost $500,000, but we are nearing the completion of that facility. And we are hoping that we can transform it with stands and facilities that will allow us to host major games. Our people in Grand Coulibaly, I know you are here in large numbers, and I want to assure you that we have already approved your water project. And I know that some of you have been complaining about your inability to get water at a certain part of the community. That too will happen. But I'm saying all of this because I want you to understand that we are not sitting idle. And that sometimes when we tell you we are not able to do something, it's because we are doing something else. We have completed the major works on the Granby Primary School, but in the coming weeks, we will see work continuing to ensure that our students can resume classes there. And that facility, we hope we can open early next year. The Tetmon Primary School, we have started work on that facility with the designs. Some of the work on the ground will commence early next year. So I want to assure you that things are happening. But now let me get back to the national development. You know, we have an entire week almost has passed since our Prime Minister and political leader called elections. And I want to talk about it again because I'm tired of people behaving as if we did something wrong. The Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, according to the Constitution of Dominica, has the right to call elections anytime within the 5 years. And if he wants to call election a year after, 2 years after, 3 years after, it is within his right so to do. So when our political leader comes forward and decides he is ready to go back to the polls because he's confident, and by the way, I know some Laborites only worried, but you think Skerrit will call election if he know he wasn't going to win? Skerrit shot then. Think about that. Some of you asking me, but Hendo, you think, what you asking me about? If he wasn't sure he wasn't going to win, he would not call elections. Simple as that. But let's talk about them now, the other side. You know, these guys have had 3 years to prepare for an elections. 3 years. Because the day after elections, you should be preparing for the next one. That's what you do, right? But no, that is only what good leaders do. Mese bugla pa mem ni leader. So they cannot do that. Now, I want to tell you something else. How long does it take to get a leader? Think about it. In 2000, October of 2000, we lost our political leader and prime minister. You remember that? Remember that day when we lost Rosie Douglas? I remember that well. And by the time we got to, what's that place in Portsmouth? They used to have a little somewhere on the beach. By the time we got to Coconut Beach and we met, we discussed. Before the end of the day, we had decided on a new political leader, Pierre Charles. I want you to think about this, you know, because I hear fellas making all kind of noise and talking foolishness. This is what a serious political party does. Again, unfortunately, we lost Pierrot in 2004. And I remember that. I remember where I was when Pierrot passed. And within a matter of 2 days, we were able to select Roosevelt Skerrit of Vegas to be our political leader. That is what serious political parties do. But One day, the leader of the opposition woke up and decided he's going to resign. I don't like to say that, not because people say that so much, but come on, who does that? Right, Dr. Daru? Dr. Daru is a real fan. But you wake up and you just decide to step aside. And them fellas vex with us, as if to say it's us that tell the man to resign. If they were a serious political party, they would have met, they would have selected a party, and they would be ready for elections. So let's once and for all put this thing to rest. This nonsense about all of this discussion that's going on, and if they want to compete, we will beat them. If they want to come up against us in any one of the constituencies, we will beat them. Because we are ready for elections. And if they don't want to compete, but that is their business. They were so afraid of running against us in Granby, they sent handbag. The bird. Remember that? They sent handbag. I suspect they're afraid again they're going to send some other handbags all throughout Dominica. And that is what they're going to do to pretend they are not running. But brothers and sisters, that is not our concern. We don't worry about what these people do. We are maintaining a democratic, lawful society. Our Prime Minister, under the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica, has the right to call elections whenever he wishes within the rules of the Constitution. And we have done that. And this is why I am asking all of you to turn out to vote and don't get fooled by the games of the opposition party. We are going on December 6th to vote for the Dominica Labour Party in all 21 constituencies. If they don't want to show up, that is their problem. But we are going to nominate our candidates and we are going to vote when the time comes to ensure that we have a resounding victory with the Dominica Labour Party. My brothers and sisters, tonight is Julian's night. And I once more want to give my support to him. And I want to thank Dr. Daru for his work and for passing on the baton and to continue to support Julian Defoe as he seeks to represent the people of the Pidit 7 constituency. Thank you, thank you, thank you.